First at 6, the fallout from dangerous food being served to National Guard troops, first reported by Action News. Good evening, and thank you for joining us for Action News at 6. I'm Carolyn Clifford.
And I'm Dave Llewellyn. Today, Senator Gary Peters sending this letter to the acting Secretary of the Army demanding answers, while Guard troops are paying out of their own pockets for safe meals. 7 Action News reporter Brian Abel with the latest push to get our troops properly fed.
Tonight, sources telling 7 Action News that some Michigan National Guard soldiers guarding the U.S. Capitol are now being told not to eat the food provided after metal shavings and raw meats were reported in meals Sunday.
If they found metal shavings that large that they stopped eating, you can only assume that there are plenty of smaller shavings that end up with food that no one even caught.
MREs, the military's ready-to-eat meals, an option instead. These soldiers are not in a combat zone.
No, I served in the Navy. I've eaten my share of MREs. That's unacceptable when you're in here in Washington, D.C., away from your families and serving. You deserve to have a quality hot meal and to make sure you get 3 good meals a day.
Following our initial report, Michigan Senator Gary Peters penning this letter to the acting Secretary of the Army and the Chief of the National Guard Bureau, calling for an immediate cancellation of the existing food contract.
Right now, they're looking at some quick fixes, potential perhaps of getting the soldiers to a military facility, to the dining hall there to get their hot meals.
Do you expect a resolution?
We're going to demand a resolution.
Meanwhile, troops who've lost confidence in the food being delivered, turning to their own solutions out of their own pockets. Per diem hasn't been provided to the roughly 6,000 National Guard soldiers, something one NCO says would help them and struggling D.C. businesses.
With the ability to go out and help these small businesses and spread that money across the entirety of this city, the surrounding states, versus a handful of contractors who are just poisoning people.
And Senator Peters, in that letter to the Pentagon, pushing for per diem for soldiers as well as retroactive per diem. We are also learning tonight that some companies within the Michigan National Guard have been given a blackout order for this mission, meaning that they've been asked to wipe any reference of their time at the Capitol from their social media pages. Dave, Carolyn?
So, Brian, do we know where this food came from in the first place?
We are not 100% sure, Carolyn. We do know that it was bid out, but we don't know who won those contracts or a contract. We don't know specifically, at least. We are still working some leads to pinpoint that information. Carolyn?
Well, you gotta hope it changes soon. Thank you so much, Brian, for the live report.